are in a state of crisis, and the oceans are our life support system, and without the oceans we have no possibility of surviving as a species on this planet. So for me, fighting to protect our oceans is fighting for our own survival.
It's time that is making this so hard.
What Sea Shepherd does is we deliberately go out on the high seas to uphold international conservation law when the governments of the world lack either the political will or the economic means to protect whales, to protect fish, to protect seals, to protect all kinds of marine wildlife that are threatened. The reason that Sea Shepherd has to intervene is that a lot of the poaching that happens in international waters, and although there are laws in place, there's very little enforcement of those laws. So basically what we do with our fleet of ship is set an example, and hopefully by going up against Japanese whale poachers in Antarctica or bluefin tuna poachers in the Mediterranean, we can get the governments of the world to use their enormous resources and actually protect these areas of conservation. Well, we risk our lives on a daily basis, and my volunteer crew and myself, under the leadership of Captain Paul Watson, go out on the high seas and we sail into harm's way to protect this marine wildlife. But I don't think that's anything strange. I think throughout human history, people have risked their lives for less noble pursuits. People risk their lives on a daily basis to protect other people's oil wells and property and real estate.
Thank you very much.
Sea Shepherd relies entirely on support from the public, from donations from passionate, courageous people who recognize that the governments of the world are not doing enough to protect marine wildlife. And if we want to save whales in the Antarctic, it will require individual people going down there and taking those risks. And not everybody has the opportunity or the ability to actually be on one of our ships. And I recognize that for every crew member on my ship are thousands of people supporting them financially. Our ships do not leave port without fuel in our tanks.
Sea Shepherd's definitely grown since, even since I started in 2006. I've seen a massive growth in the organisation. We started off with just 1 or 2 outreach chapters around Australia. We have 16 now. We had about 70 active onshore volunteers. We've got now over 500 active volunteers. What that means is that there's more people out there giving up their spare time, their weekends, to raise funds and awareness for the organisation, and there are no commissions, so that money goes straight towards our campaigns.
Byron Bay has traditionally been an incredible support centre for Sea Shepherd, and the reason for that is that the greatest migration corridor for humpback whales in Australia happens just off the coast here. And I think people here in Byron Bay who interact with the oceans on a daily basis, who see whales from their beach line every single day almost, they recognize that it's not enough to just love these whales. You have to also protect and defend what you love.
However, in Australia we only have about 20,000 people on our membership, say, database, whereas it's 22 million people in Australia. I think that the majority of them are against whaling and they support what we do. So I'd love to see more people getting actively involved, supporting Sea Shepherd and helping us to really shut down the illegal whaling and the illegal fishing and the illegal shark poaching that's going on in our oceans.
My hope is that last year we were able to bankrupt the Japanese whaling fleet. We've bankrupted them 2 years in a row. The only reason that the Japanese whaling fleet is going down at all this year is because of a $30 million subsidy that was given to them by the Japanese government. This is money that was actually tsunami relief money. The Japanese whaling fleet has money, but what we have is the passion of our supporters, and you cannot stop passion, you cannot sink passion. And so I am absolutely confident that we'll find the Japanese whaling fleet early, we'll send them home without a single whale being killed, and we'll make that possible because of the support of people like you.
Our ultimate goal with Sea Shepherd is that one day the navies of the world and the governments of the world will realise the importance of our oceans, and that they will, that they will get out and defend and protect their oceans. And hopefully Sea Shepherd doesn't need to exist, and that is our ultimate goal.